Hello, welcome back to the Landedkiller show. And hello, Straswa. I am finally getting around to doing the review of Brest. Isn't this exciting? I think it is. Let's get into it, huh? Let's look at our armor layout of the Brest first. Let's see here. 25mm plating up here. 25 here. 30mm in the mid decks here. We have 16mm up here in the superstructure. So plane is 16, turret face, frontal plate here 330, top of turret 150, side of turret 250, barbette armor 310, 310 right here, section up there is 16. Again, mid deck is 30, so you're a little protected against HE shells, just a little bit. It's always that threshold, 25 to 30. It's protected a little bit here. But keep in mind, you do not have torpedoes here. There is no torpedoes whatsoever on this cruiser. 20 back here, 16 back here. Aft deck is 25, so obviously if you're in a cruiser or whatever, you want to probably focus your fire toward the front and kind of toward the back here if you're like a light cruiser. You'll probably set them on fire pretty easily. Aft end plating is 25mm. Bottom is 40mm, 40. We'll get to our side here. 27. 27 here. 190 here, 180 here, 27 here, 40 here. Alright. Off these layers, let's see what we got underneath this. So it looks like I'm another layer of barbette armor here at 130 down here. Our warship goes from 180, 120 to 227. Torpedo bulkhead 40 meters here. Deck 30. I guess your citadel is kind of sandwiched in the middle here, and it's only protected by 40. I believe there's torpedo bulges out. There's like a little torpedo bulge right here. Alright, so you're pretty vulnerable here. See the citadel is right at the water line here. So aim just a little underneath it there. You should be able to hit the torpedo bulkhead here. Alright, back with warship 180, 120, 7. See that all you got for firepower is these two guns up in the front. We don't have any. We have some secondaries, which we'll get into in a minute. Survivability is 55,300. Torpedo damage reduction is 19%. Artillery is 2x 330mm guns right here, which reload in 28 seconds. Maximum damage 4,800 for high explosive. Chance of crossing fire 36%. Armor piercing shells 9,700 damage. Velocity 170 meters per second. Secondaries, we have 8 of these 139 secondary battery guns. Load in 7 seconds. Maximum damage is 2,000. Chance of causing fire is 10.5%. Armor penetration capacity 23 meters, 840 meters per second. Main battery fire range is 21.1 kilometers. Airstrike, we get 2 attack flights. AA. 18 of these 20mm guns right here. 4 X2s right here. We have 4 X4 40mm here. 8 X2 139s here. Continuous damage 296. Damage by shell explosions is 16,080. Priority sector reinforcement 50%, which is nice. Firing range 6 kilometers. Which should protect you against skip armor just a little bit, but it's kind of in the middle since you have the 77 value. It's not the highest. Maneuverability, maximum speed 31.5 knots. Turning circle radius 720 meters, so it's kind of a little bit bigger because it's more of a super cruiser kind of a deal. Rudder shift time 7.9 seconds. I'm gonna double check to see. Okay, yeah, because that's down by about 40%, so around 40% more. That is going to be say it's like 12 base for the rudder shift time then. Speed 3, 1.5 minutes. Concealment 6.6, 21 kilometers depending on scenario. Range by depth 0 to 10.5 at periscope. By air 13.5 to 7.1 depending on scenario. Assured detectability range 2 kilometers. Detectability after firing main gun shell 12.4. Captain's skills. I have grease the gears, priority target, superintendent, and outnumber, as I wanted to focus on keeping the ship in the action. With the grease the gears, it helps the turrets turn a little faster, what you need. Priority target, lets you know who's firing on you, lets you know how many. Superintendent, more heal, more main battery reload booster, more speed boost, and outnumbered to help when there's a lot of enemies. Equipment. Main magazine modification 1, as I didn't want it to blow up as it's a little fragile. Hydroacoustic modification 1, because I wanted an extended hydro because it's on the subs. Ideally though, probably engine room protection. And then damage control system mod 1. Just because I think the road is going to be knocked out pretty easily. And then yeah, main battery modification 2 to keep that turning speed up. You can go aiming systems mod 1 if you want. But I don't really see the point when you have this skill here. Mirror dispersion's minus 10% anyway if there's a lot of enemies. I went with propulsion modification 1 because I wanted to get in the fight faster and have more maneuverability similar to a normal cruiser. But ideally in this slot you probably would want to take probably steering gears mod 1, and then this slot you probably want to take concealment mod 1 to cut your concealment down. I just prefer more of an aggressive build here because that's sort of how I like to play my cruisers, is aggressively, so that's why I have these, that's why I chose these equipments here. But yeah, steering gears mod 1 and concealment mod 1 are probably the most ideal. Then with gunfire control system mod 2 because of 1 more range. People will probably tell you main battery modification 3. Keep your DPM up a little bit. Here we go on our consumables. Here we have damage control party, we have hydroacoustic search or defensive AA, both full charges. We have fighter or engine boost right here. Honestly, I don't know why you would even bother with fighter considering they don't tend to do that much. You obviously want your engine boost. I could see some people wanting to take def AA if they didn't like cruisers or something, but I don't feel like it does anything much anymore. Repair party restores 331 HP per second. Main battery low booster, 60%. And you see you got 2 hulls here. You have hull A and hull B here. Just quickly switch to hull A configuration real quick so you can kind of get a look. So this is hull A configuration. We'll switch it back into hull B. There you go. Alright, let's take this out into battle here. Here we go. I always like almond milk. Such goodness. No, I don't hate regular milk. This is just what I was able to get a lot of for very cheap at Costco. I love Costco. Always good prices on everything. Islands of Ice, tier 9. Alright. Got some of those anime ships in here too. Honestly, I think I should do Toulon next just to wrap up the French arc, and then I'll go into the anime ships. Talk about those. Yeah, I'm seeing some movies later when I'm actually recording this. I'm seeing the Everything All at Once and Crimes of the Future, so I should put those out on Killer Film Review shortly. With rated R films, usually I like to sit there and kind of gauge the graphicness of them, and that's how I determine when I put the 18 plus filter on. If I feel that it's too graphic, I'll put that on. If I feel like a 16-year-old could handle it just fine, I won't. That's kind of how I gauge it. Then again, people do mature at different rates. There's that. You can see we're in arms race, so this is more reflective of the current times and ships. But yeah, you want to be careful when playing this ship because your Citadel's super weak. They hit you like right underneath the waterline there, you are SOL. So I'm just going to try to make a move for the objective. Screenshot time. I'll see what kind of screenshot I use in the future. Ooh, what's this? Alright. See, I got an enemy Neptune. I got my armor piercing loaded, so I'm just going to see if I can get him off guard. Turn on my reload booster. Good, 2 Citadels. I won't be too aggressive in this. Just kind of gauge where everybody's at, you know. Shells actually hit. Normally the weird. Normally I thought it was. Oh, it's because maybe it's because I'm playing a cruiser, not a battleship. I'm too used to it only being 10% if I'm playing a battleship, I guess. Again, this is a first having a tech tree line with super cruisers in it. You know that's significant, and it indicates a little level of power creep if I do say so myself. Battleships are limited by that rule, and it looks like I'm not limited by that rule when I'm playing a cruiser here. Yeah, that's weird. What was the point of that rule if cruisers can just bypass it? That is weird, because you're normally only supposed to be able to do 10%. I think we only did 10% of the damage, because I think, what did I say, 8,000? So would that be 20% of the normal damage? Shells. I think that hit for normal damage. I don't think that overpen like a battleship would. Yeah. I hope that's not a glitch. Hopefully they take a look-see at it. I know there's some sort of glitch going on right now with Last Stand. I'm not sure exactly what it is. If it's just something to do with speed in Last Stand, so I'll have to take a look more at that, I suppose, and figure out exactly how glitch it is. Anytime you face secure such, head on, aim for the little carrier wall. You pretty much get them every time. It's intense. So I don't want to ram them, but these guns on target is half the battle. Again, aiming at the carrier wall on him. So that's an easy way just to take him out of action. Mind you got nothing to your back, so you don't want to sit there and be silly with that. What do I think of this ship? Is it good? Yeah, it's pretty good. Nothing bad with it. I don't really feel like it really power creeps too hard, but I could see Wargaming nerfing this line in the future if they feel that it overperforms. That's my general feel right now, is that if they feel this line is overperforming, they're going to nerf it like they tend to do with other things. But yeah, I'd just say, you know, just, is it worth grinding this line? Yeah, I'd say it'd probably be worth it, but I haven't really played the... What is it? Cherbourg? That's the only other one in the line, is it? Honestly, I just see people going toward this line over the main French cruiser line. Mostly for the fact that the cruisers actually hit and they're not so fragile. Because the problem with the main French line is that they're super fragile. This line, they got a little bit more armor to them. The downside is that longer burn time, of course, in that weak Citadel. just kind of surprised that this design didn't take the place at the tier 9. Because they normally model these things months out. So they went with this design. Technically, they could have made Toulon the tier 7 of the line, but they must not have had a design to put it here. To put another premium here. We'll get around everything as we can. Like I said, it's just taking it one step at a time at this point. So, y'all have a great week. I'll have another video out for you guys shortly. Take care. Yeah, the ship is good. Go get the Brest. Funny when I say that.